What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the TG podcast. We are here, of course, looking ahead to the big game, biggest game of the season, Real Madrid versus Arsenal, second leg of the Champions League. As we know, Arsenal already 3-0 up, so we're talking about all of that today. And, of course, for this game, we've got to get a massive panel one. So, starting off, we've got Logan all the way from Australia. He said this before, it's 5:30 for him right now. AM, that is, people. So, Logan, big up to you, bro. Appreciate you coming on. And how you been keeping, man?
Pretty good. I've started up football again this season, so that's been good. Our first few games were good. We won, got the 3 points, clean sheets, so that's good. But yeah, other than that, not much.
We've got quite a lot of footballers on the panel. We've got Dom as well. We just had a game tonight. How did it go, mate?
I think we went back second. I think 5-1 tonight after a shocking last week. Back to form this week, mate. Back to form. Got an assist, should have had two. So happy with that. I did throw an epi fit because we conceded a goal and I was absolutely fuming as a defender conceded. I'm jealous of Logan's clean sheet.
Love that. No, they got Dom as well. And we've got Tom back with us. How you been keeping, Tom?
I'm good, thank you. No better than last time. You know, it's always a pleasure to be back on here. So, yeah, thanks for having me.
We got the main man, Taki.
Hello, Josh. Taki? Big up, Josh.
How you doing? You good?
Yeah, not too bad, bro. I was waiting for this for a long time to join your podcast, but it's my first time joining your podcast. It's my debut here. My debut joining your podcast. My debut. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Good to have you. And
enjoy your debut.
Yeah, thanks, debut. Tom.
Your debut, nice.
Or should I say Tom Red?
My name's actually like Cam or something, isn't it?
Cam. Yeah. Big up, Cam.
Yeah, that's Cam. That is. It's not Tom. It's Cam.
Big up.
It's gonna be a long night.
And last but not least, we got Rory. How you doing, man? As always.
Yeah, I'm good, bro. Yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm looking forward to this. I'm sure we all are, but I'm feeling very confident for this game, man. Before we do start, guys, make sure you hit like buttons up. Make sure you guys do subscribe if you're watching and you're new, and big up the chat as always. Get your thoughts in. I'll try my best after the stream if I can remember to keep everyone's panel where you can find them after it as well. So you should be already subscribed, but if not already, make sure you're doing that. But yeah, before we do start, let's just spend I know I don't really want to go back there because it's just to say what's there to really talk about that Brentford game. I mean, we got a Brent fan in the chat. Big up, Mr. B. Real one in the chat right there. But I mean, 1-1 draw. Let's just go around quick thoughts. Yeah, and then we move to the big one, of course. I'm sure even the players thought they all cared about the Wednesday game against Madrid. No, but clearly the way you played, the body language clearly is the same old Premier League performance. But I'll come to you first, Logan, mate. What was your quick thoughts, obviously, on the Brentford draw? Was any players that stood out to you as well, man?
Saliba and Party.
Yeah, I agree.
Played, yeah. It was very disappointing, though. I was expecting a draw, and we got the draw. I know people are saying we still have Madrid, so we're just focusing on that, but we still should be getting the 3 points at the end of the day, especially at the Emirates as well. Yeah, we can't, because Liverpool's form recently hasn't been the greatest. So but since they beat West Ham, it's completely over. But
yeah, I'm with you there. I think Saliba stood out as always. Party, as you said, hopefully, I don't think it's any. I know there's a bit of doubt around him being fit for the Madrid game, but a lot of people were saying he did an interview after the game and he was all smiling. And apparently, if an Arsenal player is injured, then they don't actually they're not allowed to do interviews. So I think he'll be fine, and that'd be good there. But we'll talk more about that when we get to it as well. But yeah, I agree with you, bro. Tom, what do you make overall thoughts? I know it's another draw. I think that's 12 draws this season, another 1-1 draw as well. But is it kind of like they had one eye like we did as well? All we really care about now is Champions League.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that we've got left to play for this season, to be honest. So I'm not surprised. We got what I expected from the start. I actually said 1-1, to be fair. So, you could tell from the starting lineup that we really weren't that bothered for it. We weren't trying. It's all about Wednesday night now. So, if we fail to go through on Wednesday night, which is going to look like mugs, aren't we? But that's what what everyone at the club's looking at. That's what all the players and the fans are looking at. Yeah, I mean, not being funny, but if you're starting Tierney and Partey at fullbacks, it does show that you're not really trying. Yeah, like they really weren't bothered, but yeah, it was boring. Really nothing between the two sides, and yeah, I mean, Brentford didn't deserve to win the game, but yeah, I mean, we didn't really either. I mean, Trossard up front didn't really take his chance, in my opinion, to show what he's all about. And yeah, I think Mourinho will probably keep his place in the starting lineup up front on Wednesday night.
He has to.
Yeah. I think he's been clinical for us.
Yeah,
He's been our best finisher in recent weeks.
Mm.
Not bad for an average DM, I must say.
Yeah, very true, man. I think the only player to outscore him since February is Salah. I saw the other day. I'm pretty sure, which is mad when you think about it. So he's doing his best. Yeah, maybe Marmoush as well. To be fair, the last time I checked, him was Salah. But
yeah, he's amazing. He's quality.
Yeah, I'd say we should have got him in January. But
yeah, I think we missed out there as well. But Taki, I'll come to you. Just quick thoughts on the Brentford game, man, and who stood out to you, bro?
So the Brentford Arsenal game, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Josh, I was there. Rory was there. Us three was in the panel.
Yeah.
Josh, I was there. Rory was there. So it was nothing. The Arsenal Brentford game, yeah, was a snooze fest. That was a bore fest. It felt. I was about to go to sleep. I was about to go to take a big nap, big nana's nap, as Jack said.
Yeah.
I was about to take a nap, but instead I want to go for a walk. But real talk, yeah, Arsenal, Brentford. How can we go from beating Real Madrid 3-0 and dropping points to Brentford 1-1? It's just the same. Look, we are a funny team to watch anyway. Repeat. I'll say it once. I'll say again. We are a funny team to watch. We are unpredictable side. That's typical Arsenal all over again, Josh.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there for sure, man. Rory, just quick thoughts on that Brentford game, man.
Yeah, you could tell it was a contest between both teams that pretty much had nothing to play for, really. I mean, Brentford are pretty much going to be playing well in the Premier League next season, aren't they? They're going to be finishing mid-table. Arsenal, I mean, we could drop out a second, but we're most definitely not going to be dropping out of the top four anytime soon. So it was just a pointless game for both teams, really. And I think a draw ultimately was, I wouldn't say it's a fair result because I think Arsenal created some decent opportunities in the game. You think back to the Saka opportunity where I think he should have scored. Obviously, the offside goal, which was rightly chalked off for offside. Yeah, like what more do you really want to say about it? I mean, we rotated heavily. I don't think, apart from Saliba and Partey, many players necessarily stood out. But again, like we have our minds on Wednesday, bigger fish to fry, innit? That's what we love to say, innit? But yeah, I mean, Liverpool have got one hand on the Premier League title, innit? So what more do you want?
I mean, if Saka's fully fit, I think he buries that. I think.
Oh yeah, he definitely does.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. Dom, just quick thoughts on that Brentford game, man. 1-1. Was any players who stood out for you in the game?
Was there a game at the weekend? Sorry, I must have slept through it.
He said the same thing about for the past couple of weeks now. That same thing.
Yeah, I mean, but it's rinse and repeat, right? I mean, it's why I said it. Funny enough, it's exactly that. I mean, Arsenal is the same as the Everton game, isn't it? The team selection told you all you needed to know. Arsenal were concentrating on Wednesday. I do think they need to be a little bit careful. That pack is closing in a little bit, and I think for Arsenal it would be really. I know it doesn't matter because you still qualify for Europe, but and the Champions League. But I think finishing below second would not be good enough in any way, shape, or form. I mean, arguably we should. Going into the season, we all wanted to win the league, so you can argue second isn't, but finishing lower than that would not be on. I mean, I thought Arsenal were the better side. I think we created better chances, but we didn't really go for it. And to be fair, I don't think there can be any complaints about the draw. I thought Brentford defended really well. They hit well on the counter attack, and their goal, summed up all that's good about Brentford. So I had no complaints from me about the draw. Saliba and Partey obviously played very well. I thought Declan Rice was quite good in midfield, but Arsenal, heavily rotated. It was all eyes on Wednesday, wasn't it? And I think, as I say, story of the season. Didn't move the ball fast enough, didn't put away the chances, and ultimately, as I say, it's the story of the season. Oh, and picked up some injuries, of course. What else could you?
Wouldn't it be an Arsenal game if you didn't pick up any injuries, mate?
Injuries
Absolutely.
FC, mate.
Although I think Partey will be fit, but obviously
Yes, I think so.
definitely ruled out.
But interesting you said about obviously, and yeah, I definitely agree with you about second place could be, if we could fall below there this season. I was looking at, I think the team that can actually catch us is maybe Newcastle.
Yeah,
Because,
Yeah, I saw that.
they got actually
Newcastle is hot as Moreno right now.
Yeah, yes, 100%. But they've been on some proper form, man, and I know they got to go Villa Park, I think, next week, which will be a tough game. The only team to beat Villa is obviously Arsenal at Villa Park this season, so they've got a good record there. But if they win their games, and we can still drop points, I think, in because we're more focused on Champions League as we've been seeing, and we go to Newcastle, and they've done us 3 times this season, they could actually finish above us.
Oh, are we at St James in the league? I can't. Is that
Emirates.
I thought we were home. Yes, I thought we were. It was the way you phrased it. I thought we had to go to there. I was like, oh crap, I misremembered.
I didn't watch the game though.
Big up to Cooper, by the way, mate. Really appreciate the super chat as well. Absolute legend. He says we'll beat Real Madrid again. Love that, Cooper, bro.
Hopefully.
And bless up to you, man. I know you got your thing going on. I know you got surgery, I think, next Thursday. So all the best.
Yeah, we'll soon, Cooper.
To that, Cooper as well. And just quickly before we move on, Villa fans is asking about that Norwegian youngster, Naipan, he's on about. That we linked to has agreed to apparently sign for them. Is he any good? Honestly,
I'm a huge fan of Naipan, honestly.
There we go.
Massive huge fan. I think he's raw. He's got a really high ceiling, but he's already playing in the Champions League for Rosenborg. I think is his Norwegian club. He's highly rated. A lot of teams across Europe after his signature I think he's a player that's going to go somewhere where he thinks he's going to start a lot of games, and I think he can at Villa. I'd like to see him come to Arsenal as that sort of more attacking option as a number 8, against a side with a low block, or against coming on as a sub when we're struggling. But I think if he goes to Villa, I think it's a really, really, really good signing for Villa. I would certainly like to see him in an Arsenal shirt next season. So, I think really, really, it's a coup for Villa, and they should be really proud of that pickup. You never know with someone so young adapting to Premier League how it's going to go, but on paper it's a really good signing. Creative, aware.
Is he number 8? Isn't he?
Yeah, left 8.
Yeah, left 8.
Yeah, it's sort of 8-10 hybrid, but yeah. On paper, it's an excellent signing.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
there you go, Villa fan. You got a good player there on your hands,
especially that profile. I think that's something that we're in need of.
Yeah. I mean, Eze would be my first choice for that in the summer, but because I think he's gettable. But if you want a more affordable option, then Naipan I think is certainly that.
Yeah, most definitely. But yeah, let's move to the big game, of course, on Wednesday, man. Real Madrid Arsenal at the Bernabeu. 3-0 up. Firstly, I'm gonna come before we talk about the team and what we'll do. We'll come to that later on. I'll come to you first. I'll tell you what. I'll go Tom first. Listen, Real Madrid on Wednesday, we're 3-0 up. Firstly, how you feeling, man? Like, we've got a very good deficit, and as we know, I think the last time we conceded more than 3 goals was Luton Town. That was all the way back in December last year. So, yeah, we may lose games and draw games, but we don't sort of get battered, which gives us confidence, I think, going into this game. But firstly, how are you feeling, man, on Wednesday? Do you think we'll get the job done?
Well, I mean, even that Luton Town game was a win. But, yeah, I'd be lying if I said I weren't looking forward to this one like I was the first leg, to be honest. Just to be absolutely bored for 90 minutes with 10 men at the back. But, I'm still looking forward to it. I don't think anything crazy will happen. Well, I hope not anyway. The feeling that Declan Rice gave us all on Tuesday night was something else, something that we'll probably remember for a long, long time. Hopefully we can go out there and do the same thing, but I don't think we will. I think it will be more of a boring game, just trying to hold on to our lead, maybe try and hit them on the counter attack and get a fourth. I mean, if we do score another one, I think it is tie over. But
yeah,
if anyone can come back from 3 goals down, it's definitely the team with Kylian Mbappe in it. I think he's a top class player, arguably the best in the world. I thought Courtois as well. It will definitely be difficult getting past him for a 4th time. It took moments of magic, obviously, on Tuesday, but hopefully something can happen. Courtois I think he is world class, arguably the best keeper in the world at the moment. And we're coming up against a top team who I think will make changes from the first leg. Potentially, trying to go all at it, but Camavinga's out. Who comes in? Will Luka Modric play again? Will there be a change in the front line? It will be interesting to see what Real Madrid do, but they'll definitely be up for it, especially their fans as well. The Bernabeu's roof's going to be closed. Little do they know Declan Rice cooks better with the lid on, but it'll be interesting to see, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, most definitely. What about you, Logan, in terms of before we talk about the team and all that, but how are you feeling just overall, considering we won the first leg? As Tom rightly said, it took a moment of brilliance. I mean, for all 3 goals, really. I don't think no goalkeepers. I mean, Courtois, that's a good call. I think Courtois is their best player in that Emirates game, because he made some quality saves as well. Let's not forget that. And both, no goalkeeper saved them 2 Declan Rice free kicks. And the 3rd goal, that was a no ways. I don't see a goalkeeper saving that from Marino. That was a beautiful one-touch finish. So, I think he definitely stood out. It'd be tough to score, unless it's like Declan Rice again. But Logan, how are you feeling overall, man? Confident we can get it done on Wednesday?
I do think we'll lose. I still think we'll go through, but we'll lose. Possibly like a 2-1 loss, but because on aggregate that's only 4-2. That's 4-2, so we should be good. I do think it'll be a boring game, though. Like, there won't be much involved other than a few goals. It'll just be very sloppy and all that. Like, Madrid will be trying their best. We'll just be parking the bus. Watch Arteta play 10 at the back or something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to ask you guys that after we talk about how we should approach the game as well, because that might be a mistake to actually play low block the whole game. But we'll get into that in a minute. But 100% Logan there, man. Taki, how you feeling overall, man, coming into this game on Wednesday? Do you think we can get the job done as well?
Yeah, we will get the job done, but we could lose 2-1 to Madrid or draw to Madrid. But we'll still go through, though. That's my preview. That's why I said I could either say 2-1 Madrid or 1-1 draw. But I think if we score, it's over. Real talk. If we score, it's over. Over.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, getting an early goal would kill it off for me. 4-0.
Exactly. And if Madrid score first,
on the flip side, if Madrid score first,
we're not winning.
I don't know. We may still go through, but it's going to be, if they get an early goal, it could be a lot of pressure on Arsenal actually to get it over and done. But I think we have the resilience to go through, even so, hopefully. But Rory, how you feeling overall, man? Do you see any mad comeback and we bottle it, or do you think we'll get it over the line?
No, I don't see any major comeback. Hopefully that doesn't bite me, obviously, but I don't see it happening. Obviously, since November, we've not conceded more than 3 goals. I think it was Man City 2 seasons ago, the last time we conceded 4 goals. So, you could...
No, 4, yeah. 4.
4 goals. Sorry.
Yeah, we had bloody Rob Holding playing.
Don't tell Tom. That's Tom's guy, mate.
Don't talk about him.
Yeah, Holding playing, but back in that game. But I think obviously, yeah, people are going to, come out with, if Luton can score 3 goals and so can Real Madrid. It depends on, obviously, the longevity of it. That's what you've got to factor in. And the fact we've not conceded more than 3 goals since that game alone. And we ended up winning it anyway, because obviously we weren't going to get battered by Luton. So I think, obviously, the partnership of Kiwior and Saliba, like that's been boding well so far. I think Kiwior, from his performance against Brentford, that could take his confidence to a whole new level coming to the Bernabeu. I know it is Brentford, and they didn't really come to attack, and you're facing again Mbappe on Wednesday night. But again, you dealt with him pretty well in the first leg, and the fact we're coming into this game, feeling this mentality of, semi-finals potentially, 3-0 up on aggregate, thinking about a Real Madrid comeback for some reason. Like, we've seen our club, we've been through it, all right, watching us play against fucking Qarabag, Ostersons, we've lost to
Barty Borisov,
Vorskla,
one bad password.
Those bums.
Yeah, who the fuck are Vorskla, bruv? Like,
those bums, mate.
Now we're talking potentially a semi-final for Champions League, which is madness. Now, I think it all depends on the opening 15, 20 minutes. Like, if we survive them opening 15, 20 minutes, I think we can actually grow confidence into the game. But if we concede in the opening 15, 20 minutes, then to me, that is squeaky bum time. Like, I think that's when Real Madrid will obviously come on to us, and they've obviously been in these situations plenty of times before where they score 2 goals out of nothing, especially if they score early. So we've got to remain disciplined when we come into the Bernabeu. And if I'm going to name at least 3 places or 3 teams to go when you're 3-0 up in the first leg, if there's 3 teams, 3 grounds that could produce, like, I don't know, a remontada, right? Probably Anfield on a European night, and I'd say the Bernabeu, obviously, and then perhaps chuck in Camp Nou.
Yes,
those are the 3 stadiums I'd say are the toughest to go in Europe. So, look, I think we may not win on the night, and I don't think we will, but I can see us scoring 1 or 2 goals because Real Madrid will have no choice but to come at us. They're going to have to attack. They can't play in this pragmatic approach like they did in the first leg and try and play for a point. They've got to come at us, which will allow spaces in behind. And we know already they are leaky defensively. And obviously they've been coming up with these, cringy, like, I don't even know what you call them, but they've been so cringe lately when it comes to like social media and come back on Wednesday. I've seen like Bellingham, Vinny, Rodrigo.
Rory, you know why, don't you? You know why they've been doing that on social media, don't you? They hired
exactly. That's why I thought.
Exactly. But look, I've seen in training as well, like Jude Bellingham. I mean, what are we doing here? what are we doing here?
As well, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Like, bro, they're dripped out in bloody Power Ranger outfits, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Marvel.
I've never seen a team this rattled over a 3-0 loss. It's always comeback guaranteed, ready for the comeback on Wednesday. Like that's gonna miraculously. That's miraculously going to come on Wednesday. Like, what are we doing here, man?
God forbid that.
Hopefully, it might happen, but I don't know.
God forbid that don't happen.
Well, I don't think it will happen, but I'm just saying, like, I think we got to survive the first half. If we can stink out the Bernabeu with a 0-0 draw, then yeah,
I'll take that.
That would, I would take it.
One thing, guys. One thing I have to agree on. I agree everything what Rory said. I agree. Rory, mate, big up, bro. I agree with what you said, bro.
Yeah, 100%. Dom, do you see you see us getting the job done over the line on Wednesday?
I think so. I think what worries me most is the fact it's been so long since we conceded 3.
Yeah,
In it,
an
and it
Arsenal
would
thing
be,
to do,
it would
wouldn't
be
it?
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, look, let's not pretend that Real Madrid are a rubbish side overnight. I think the key player, I know this is going to sound daft, is going to be Jakub Kivior, and how does he handle it? Because he's going to be the weak link with Miles Lewis-Skelly again down that side, and how do they get after him? So, I mean, we're going to talk about how we approach the game in a minute, so I won't go too much into that. But those two are going to be really key. And I know that sounds daft, you know, when you're talking about the likes of Saka, Martinelli, Rice, Saliba, but those two are going to be absolutely key because that's where I'm targeting if it's Real Madrid. But yeah, I think Arsenal will have to get the job done. I think, you know, I can't remember who said it now, but it was absolutely spot on. The first 20 minutes are going to be crucial. Real Madrid score in those first 20 minutes and take the lead. The Bernabeu is going to be absolutely rocking, and they are a very experienced Champions League team. We are not that experienced. This is our second season, and that could be really quite telling. You know, and that would be my main concern if Real Madrid were to do that. But I think Arsenal defensively are very, very sound. And I think with Real Madrid's vulnerabilities, I think a goal from Arsenal probably does do the game. So I like the others. I'm not confident we'll win the game, but I think we will win the tie. And if you offered me a 2-0 defeat right now, I'm taking it all day long and twice on Sundays because it's just.
As long as we go through overall,
League
it's all that
semi-final,
matters.
isn't it? Obviously,
Yeah, man.
we go through overall. Yeah,
Of course.
yeah, I mean, you don't
Hell
want to
no,
lose,
hell no.
obviously, but
Hell no.
but you know, but you take the aggregate win. The two-legged ties are all about winning the
Exactly.
aggregate
This we
rather than
already
the
won
game,
the
right?
first
You know,
leg,
it's
innit,
why-
Dom? The sound that Dom does facts, bro.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't want to lose. You want to go there and win the game, but I want to win the tie more than I want to win the game. Is basically the point.
Yeah,
right?
no, for sure, man, for sure. So in terms of obviously the approach that we should take, we're 3-0 up as we know. I hear what you guys are saying. You know, early goal for Arsenal would be madness. You know, we get the fourth goal. You know, but it's all for Madrid to do. So we'll see.
That atmosphere will be horrible for those Madrid players if we score. I think that's a big if.
Whole
right?
atmosphere as well. But on the flip side of that, Dom, if they on the flip side, if they get an early goal, for example, like the lift it will give them, because I remember when they played Man City, right? They that 1% chance that they went through, and they had like I think injury time. Yeah, there's 1-0 down, and then I think Rodrigo got them the goal, and the whole atmosphere, bro, just completely different. And then that's where they got the second goal. It's like a 12th man for them, I think. So that's going to be a big factor. But on the flip side, if we get an early goal, completely kill the game off for me. But in terms of the approach of the game, do we go there and play low block, defensive? What we sort of did against Man City when we was down to 10 men, and I know we conceded towards the end. Or I said, for me, if we can get 0-0 at half time, they're gonna all to do in the second half. They're going to score 3 goals in the second half.
Yeah,
I mean, it could happen,
that's when I think we'll have it under control.
Yeah, the longer the game goes on,
0-0, or if we score, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
That's if we score first. I think that's when.
Yeah, the longer the game goes on, and it's all 0-0. I think that they're gonna the pressure will keep. That the fans will get frustrated. If we keep frustrating them, then I think we'll be all right.
Yeah.
But
and also another thing, I've just seen that Rudiger and Bellingham have had
a scrap, didn't they?
a bit of a bus stop.
A beef
training. Now, whether that's because they are a bit too emotional on Wednesday, I don't know what it is. And obviously, Mbappe got sent off at the weekend. So, I mean, low key, I think Real Madrid players, like the Real Madrid team at the moment, are losing their heads at the moment.
They're feeling it, I think.
Right, and the pressure is on them.
Yeah.
To deliver.
Exactly.
I don't think they have been in a situation like this when they don't score in the first leg and they've got an opportunity to produce a comeback like this. Because you can throw me any screenshots you want of Real Madrid producing a comeback against Chelsea, Man City over the years, Bayern Munich. Have they come from a 3-0 deficit?
Never in the history have they ever done that.
Never.
No, never. Exactly. So there we go. But I come back to Dom for this one.
Milan, quickly. AC Milan have, of course, they lost 4-1 in the first leg before and did go through, so it has been done.
What? No, what? No, you
Liverpool,
mean
of
on?
course,
No, we're talking like Real Madrid, Dom, as a whole. Have they ever done it?
Yeah, Real Madrid have.
Yeah,
it has been done in
a
the
few
Champions
times,
League,
hasn't it?
so I
Like
think we
I
can't.
remember the Liverpool one. I remember
Yeah,
Barcelona PSG as well.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
That one.
Barcelona PSG.
PSG was 4-0 up, weren't they? Under Emery and
Yeah,
them.
and they won, and then
exactly.
Barcelona won 6-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we need to be careful on that, just because Real Madrid haven't done it.
Champions League,
I'm not saying it can't be
because
done.
Real Madrid.
But,
I get that.
The fact Real Madrid have got to come for us, and the fact we don't really concede many goals in the Champions League, I can see us scoring goals, but I don't see us winning on the night.
Yeah, I agree, and the pressure's on them like it's never been before, right? To that point, you're exactly right, and I think there is that narrative around that training incident. The other incident is that these things happen in training all the time, but it's interesting it's leaked out now, right? Because they happen regularly, all clubs.
And we do have the likes of Marino and Partey. Well, if Partey is fit, that is. But we've got Marino and Partey who have previously played in La Liga, so they've obviously.
And
Odegaard. He's obviously played at Real Madrid and Real Sociedad, funnily enough. So they've obviously been to the Bernabeu pretty much, not every season, but they've been, for the most part, in their career at the Bernabeu. And obviously you would ask them what it's like and how physically motivated you've got to be and how disciplined you've got to be when you're going to the Bernabeu and not give them something, that the crowd can, something that clicks. So I think, it's going to be hostile. It's safe to say it's going to be hostile. Horrible.
Yeah, it will be.
But I think we will actually get the job done because I think mentality-wise, we are. I don't want to say we're different, but in the Champions League, it's better suited for us. And away from home, we've been, apart from Inter Milan, we've been really good away from home in the Champions League. 5-1 against Sporting, 7-1 against PSV. Right, like we have picked up some decent results away from home in the Champions League, not just this season, but last season as well. So
that's against shit teams.
Yeah, 100%. Dom, so in terms of, obviously, I'll come to you first. In terms of like the approach of the game, right? Is it going low block for the whole 90, or is it similar to how we played in the first leg, where we actually got I know the goals came from a moment of brilliance, but we had many chances in the game, didn't we, as well? And as Rory said, it's going to be open because Madrid have to go for it as well. So we're going to get gaps in behind. But how do you think we should approach it, man?
I think playing low block would be incredibly dangerous. We saw it against City, right? If you take that as a blueprint, we were excellent in that game, but also we had Gabriel. So I think if you go low block, you're inviting more pressure on Lewis Skelly and Kivior. Lewis Skelly is 18, Kivior, isn't of the level of Gabriel, obviously. And you saw that City eventually got that goal. I think if you do that, you're A, not exploiting Real Madrid's weaknesses, and B, you're inviting that pressure, and I think eventually pressure will tell. And as we've said before, if Real get one and they get it early, that's a long time to play like that. I don't think Mikel Arteta will do that. I think what Mikel Arteta will do, and I think it would be the right approach, is play low-risk football. So I think I wonder whether the Brentford goal might be the blueprint for how we play, which was that quick counter-attack. Where was looking to play out very quickly, all the time, ball in hand. And I wonder if some of that sort of training and preparation for Real Madrid paid off on Saturday against Brentford. So I think that's the way I'd look to play. I think Moreno will start up top, and I think probably, given it's a 3-0 lead, that's the right decision now. But I would have been looking at the likes of Martinelli, but he's going to be key on the left and Saka on the right, using that pace to get forward as quickly as possible, and Rice pops the box. And I think there might be a slight tweak to the system. I wonder whether Odegaard might play slightly further forward, particularly in possession, and that Moreno and Rice almost sit, not Moreno, Partey and Rice, assuming Partey's fit, which I think he will be, almost sit a little bit deeper. And play as 2 6s rather than sort of a 6 and a sort of 8. And I know that the positions are more for the fans and the players, but I think it'll be low risk, but it can't be low block football. And I think Arsenal need to move the ball quickly forward to try and exploit those gaps. Or if Real Madrid get set quickly, just try and keep the ball and take the sting out of the crowd a little bit. I think they're the two things I would do. Keep possession early. We're good at it. and then exploit the gaps very quickly. Because I think getting a goal, as we've said, is very possible, and B, I think doesn't kill the tie, but certainly makes me feel a lot more comfortable. And my comfort is really important.
Yeah, nah, 100%, man, 100% agree.
By the way, is your stream on Wednesday sponsored by the hemorrhoid cream? For us all, all having squeaky bum time.
Yeah,
for 90 minutes.
That's be true, to be fair. But Taki, how do you think we should approach it? Do you agree with Dom? How we should approach the game?
Oh yeah, definitely. I agree with Dom as 1,000,000%. Yeah. Big up to Dom. Facts, Dom. You speak absolute facts, bro. Yeah. As he said, yeah, we have to stop Real Madrid, but it's going to be very hard to do so. And look, Real Madrid in the Bernabeu are very, very hard to beat. Yeah. To be fair, yeah, Real Madrid have not been they've been very inconsistent this season in the La Liga. They lost to some shit team like Valencia and all these teams,
yeah.
like these shit teams in like relegation teams, yeah. And I wish Arsenal can beat Real Madrid in the Bernabeu like we didn't on
06,
05.
yeah.
I was not born. To be fair, yeah, I was not born that time. I was a baby. I was not alive that time. I was not even born. So.
Oh, mate, you make me feel so old.
I'm 18.
I was 22.
16 November 2006, mate.
Yeah.
And we should do that. Imagine we beat Real Madrid in the Bernabeu like we did in 06. That would be scenes. I'll jump up and down, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, 100%, man, 100%. I'll come to you next, Rory, bro. How do you think we should approach the game, man, on Wednesday?
Yeah, as I just said, I think we should. I think we should come to the Bernabeu and obviously stay compact defensively, but obviously give it a go and go there with no fear, as if we're not 3-0 up, because it's the Bernabeu at the end of the day, and if you go there, score a couple of goals, then I think that's when, as I said earlier, tie is pretty much done, especially in the first half as well. And I think that will happen in the game. I think we will score a couple, but it's just I'm a bit concerned because Real Madrid will unleash everything they've got. Obviously, Ceballos is back from injury, so he's most likely going to be playing. Tchouameni's back from suspension. So I think we should remain compact defensively, but also, give it a go when needed. I think on transition, I think you may, you may. Oh, I don't know. I was going to say perhaps Waneri would have been a better option than Ødegaard. Now,
that would be a dream, mate.
You're starting instead of
Ødegaard, so we can hit them on transition. So, but then again, Ødegaard would have started against Brentford.
True, yeah.
Yeah. So, I think that's probably the way we should go around with this game. I think we should probably hit them on the counter attack for most parts, but obviously when we have the opportunity, hit them on transition because we know they are weak defensively.
Yeah. Very true, Rory.
Yeah, 100%. What do you think, Tom, in terms of, do you agree with what sort of the rest of them are saying, don't play a full low block because we know that can maybe cost us, but just sort of hit them on the counter?
I think it'll be very similar to something that we saw over the weekend, which for a second leg when we're 3-0 up, or especially away from home, I'm not against. I think it's fine to do that. I mean, obviously the team's going to look very different to what it was like over the weekend, but yeah, I think if we play like that, we could probably get the job done. And I think, yeah, it's actually very interesting to see who would play, because I think Waneri's certainly got a say in playing. And do you maybe put in a more established option in defence on that left-hand side, like Kieran Tierney, for example. But I think, as Dom said, if we're going to play 2 6s, I think even if we were playing a 6 and an 8, Declan Rice would do this anyway. But I think with the qualities that he's got playing as that 6, he could come back and help that left-hand side of defence. As that's our weak point. But yeah, I mean, if we hit him on the counter and score a goal, as I said, it's probably tie over, and we might be able to afford sitting back a little bit. But if we can get control of the game, which hopefully we can, I mean, Madrid will definitely need a lot of the ball and a lot of possession. But if we can get hold of the ball, they don't have the ball, they can't score. So I think we'll probably see quite a controlled game in terms of possession and keeping hold of it if we can, obviously. But it will be intense from Madrid. But if we can spot spaces, especially if they're committing men forward, then definitely try and go for it.
Nah, 100%. What about you, Logan, man?
Yeah, I think it'll be a similar approach to the first game. When I said 10 at the back, I was just having a joke, like we've seen in previous games. But yeah, I do think it'll be very similar. I do think we'll try to score. We won't try to just play defense the whole game. Yeah, and it does come down to those first 20 minutes, that first 30 minutes period. Whoever scores, it's pretty much their win, I reckon. If Madrid score, they're going to go on to win. If we score, we're going to go on to win. Does anyone think we'll get 4 penalties if it comes to that?
Oh, God forbid, no, because that will give me a heart attack.
Yeah, and we've seen penalties this season against Man United, haven't we, already in the FA Cup?
God.
We sub Neto.
No, Neto's worse, mate.
I mean, listen,
I don't think it's possible to be worse than
to recall Cole Hyatt as well.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, he's safe in pre-season, weren't it? He said about 4 penalties.
That's why I made Cody talking about this.
But I don't know. Yeah, I mean that's a good point. I mean, Raya ever since the Porto last season, right?
Yeah.
When he actually
and that's Atalanta.
Yeah, and to be fair, the save he made to Atlanta, he just sells himself on the penalties, man.
He's so good. Raya
I don't know why he keeps diving so early.
Well, that's what he's always done, and teams have just figured that out. Similar to what Harry Kane did last season, if you remember at the Emirates for Bayern.
Yeah, man.
When he took that step because he knew David Raya was going to die.
I was in the car that time, Tom.
Yeah, you know what it is, right? I don't think it is a Raya thing. I think it's obviously the what would you call it? The his assistant, whatever, telling him to do.
Oh yeah, that.
Right, I don't think it's a Raya thing.
Well, it'd be interesting.
Someone's telling him to do so. So whoever's telling him to drive so early,
either way, he's
stop doing it.
It'll be interesting to see actually his penalties faced before Arsenal at Brentford and at clubs before that, then to see if that's actually the case.
Yeah,
because if it is, then the goalkeeper coach needs questioning. Although David Raya did go straight over to the coaches the other day, which is something that they need to be credited for, that goal actually on Saturday.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't want to think about penalties.
Exactly. Let's not get there. 100%. So in terms of the team lineup, guys, I think Arteta may keep it unchanged from the first leg, to be honest with you. But would you guys do that? I'll come to you first, Rory, man. What would be would you make any changes or keep it the exact same from the first leg?
Yeah, I'd keep it exactly the same, depending on if Partey is obviously fit. Yeah, I think if Partey's not fit, obviously Jorginho's definitely ruled out, so we can't go with him.
Waneri.
Yeah, well, that's what I would do. I would start Waneri and play Rice as a 6, but at the same time, you
play Waneri in the 8.
You take it up, huh?
You play Waneri in the 8 then?
No, Ødegaard in the 8.
Ødegaard in the 8. Okay.
You also take that risk of playing alone 6 against Real Madrid, who are gonna they're gonna go full gun ho, aren't they? So
I think Rice could do the job.
Yeah. I'm not saying he can't do it, but you are taking that risk. You need more, capacity in the midfield
Fluidity.
and more balance. So I think if Partey isn't fit, then I can honestly see Mourinho dropping back into midfield and perhaps
Martinelli up front.
Yeah, Mourinho back in midfield.
Yeah,
Martinelli.
either Martinelli or Trossard through the middle.
Oh, good not.
That's what I
Why
can
not
see.
Zinchenko in the midfield again?
In it.
Yeah, that's a good shout, but I don't see it happening.
Nah, neither.
Because obviously he played against Brentford at the weekend. He didn't necessarily play as
Well, he should be able to get through both games. Though.
yeah,
He's not
but
played that
he
many
didn't
minutes,
necessarily
has he?
play as a number 10. It seemed like he was playing as a 6 against Brentford for some reason.
Nah, yeah, he plays
And it was Jorginho who was playing as the 8.
Mm.
And
was
right,
like-
for the 10.
It was like Saliba was at 10s at sometimes.
yeah. To be
Jorginho
fair,
was playing 10 as well. It switches up. It converts.
Yeah, but
It gets converted. The conversion of the positions.
but yeah, like in terms of the team, Raya in goal, obviously Timber, Saliba, Kiwi or Lewis Skelly, Partey if he's fit, but I think he will be fit.
Yeah, good. Thank God.
But I'll go Partey, Rice, and then it is controversial, but I would start Waneri for this one so we can hit them on transition. And that's what I would do against PSG as well if we were going to make it, because I think PSG will beat Villa in the second leg. So I think I would start Waneri so we are quick on transitions. And then you got Saka, Martinelli, and then Marino up front. That's what I would do. But obviously Odegaard's going to start. I don't have a problem with that, but it's just what I would do. And I think Waneri would be better suited for the game, to be honest. Against these sort of teams who are attacking, I think this is the perfect game for Waneri to exploit more space in behind. And
imagine Waneri scores off the bench, it will be limbs.
But I would start him, so...
Yeah, that's your dream lineup, isn't it?
Yeah, in terms of Partey, honestly, I mean, I don't think we have a problem there. He came off. I mean, he was smiling after when he came off. He was doing an interview, smiling like. And a lot of people say, because of what's happening with him in his personal stuff. Yeah, he can't play in Spain. He played against Girona, didn't he? Right back.
Bollocks. It's bollocks.
Yeah, it is bollocks.
Absolute bollocks. Because he played against Girona.
Yeah, he played against Girona, right back. So that's
he did.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, people using that as the excuse. It's obviously not. Yeah, he should be in. He should be in there, and the team doesn't change there. But Tom, what will be your lineup, man? Or would you keep it unchanged as well?
It's very interesting, actually. I think there are players who will definitely keep their places from the first leg. For example, David Raya, I think Julian Timber will definitely keep his place at right back.
Yeah.
I think he's got to play at right back. I think he's been classed this season.
Very.
Yeah.
Saliba and Kivior together. It's quite interesting to see you put left back because Tierney, he was good against Brentford, but
definitely.
So was Lewis Skelly, and he was good in the first leg as well. But I don't know. I think I would probably go Kieran Tierney, to be honest with you.
Oh,
I think I'll go with Tierney.
Love that.
He's got experience in Spain as well from last season.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Tierney and good defensive and good going forward as well, Tom. They're both.
Yeah, I think he can offer us something different as well.
Skelly's young, isn't
forward. I think Tierney's got to extend his contract. He's just something different.
I agree, mate.
But he's
got the legs. He's got the experience. Bless up Tierney.
Yeah. He's got the experience and he just offers something different compared to what else we've got in that position.
Yeah.
I think he's got to sign on. Midfield, Declan Rice definitely starts. Then it's interesting. As captain, I think I would still go with Odegaard.
Yeah, please start, yeah.
Sadly.
And obviously Jorginho is not available. I wouldn't have played him anyway. I thought he was very average against Brentford.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think I'll go with Partey, and then the front line. I just don't want to see Trossard. I think Martinelli keeps his place.
On the left.
Martinelli. I think Marino keeps his place, and then it's between It's between Saka and Ranieri, to be honest with you.
No, Saka.
Has Trossard been that bad?
I thought
Well-
against Brentford, he just doesn't really excite me as a player anymore.
No, of course.
I think he's gone in the summer as well, to be honest with
Yeah,
you.
Trossard should
Yeah,
be
I think he'll be
gone in
gone.
the summer.
And
I
it's
think
like,
Trossard
what's the
will
point in playing these players who, I know this is going to sound very hypocritical after what I've just said for my 11, but what's the point in playing these players that aren't going to be here next season?
His time's
Well,
up
that's our
anyway.
squad, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, the difference is with Trossard between a Partey or a Tierney.
Mm.
Trossard just shows on the pitch, like his body now. I just don't think he wants to be here anymore.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
And
has.
fair play to him. If that's what he wants to do, then albeit go do what you want to do in your life. But
Yeah.
there's a difference between that and say a Partey or a Tierney, sorry. And yeah, that's why I don't really want to play Trossard anymore. And it's the same for Sterling.
Oh yeah.
Don't play him unless it means nothing. Like say we've got, it was at Southampton last game of the season.
Yeah.
Cool,
Yeah.
play him in that whatever. Give
Yeah,
him a nice
exactly,
Yeah,
farewell.
give him a farewell.
And it's like
Nah,
the thing is, all right. It's the same with Neto. I wouldn't even. I'd just keep Tommy Setford. Play Tommy
yeah,
Setford.
exactly.
when-
Tommy
if-
Setford has.
I mean, Cole Hines coming back from his
Oh,
loan
Hines
as
coming
well.
back, yeah, as well.
Yeah, but
Tommy Setford and Carl Hine are
Like-
more potential than fucking Neto.
touch wood, it doesn't happen. But say David Raya goes down and he's out for a few games, I'd still play Setford over Neto.
Yo, Setford is the world keeper he is.
Yeah, after one game, he's class.
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah.
But I think it would be, I don't know, Juan Garcia.
Yeah, him.
It's either Garcia coming in next season,
Spanish goal.
or
Dunno.
it could be Cole Hyen, who's actually played quite well for Valladolid.
There's talk
this
today that
season.
our interest in Juan Garcia is waning, but of course that could be just to try and get a better deal. You never know. And the information could be bad as well. But yeah, apparently our interest is waning.
Depends if he
Yeah.
wants to be number one or not, because he's not going to get that here at the moment. And I've heard a lot of clubs are in for him. So
I miss Ramsdale a
Who,
lot.
Neto?
Yeah,
No,
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 Juan
Garcia.
Garcia, yeah.
Juan Garcia.
Who else are interested in him?
there are quite
I
a
think
lot of
that's
Atletico Madrid are
Oh, Athletic.
yeah,
Oh, Black.
and they'd be willing to loan him back to Espanyol for a season and then bring him in because Oblak is obviously aging now. I mean, still a very good
Yeah.
goalkeeper, but
Oh yeah.
his
Oh.
pathway to the first team there is probably quicker than it is with Raya
Oh.
because of Oblak's age.
Yeah.
And as someone said, I think it's you, Rory. You know, will he want to play first team football? Because I think that's a consideration for some of these players, right?
Yeah.
And understandably so.
Yeah, and also what I'm also concerned about is whether or not he'd actually take the number one spot off Raya, because like we have this tendency here with goalkeepers, right, where
Fair enough, Drew.
especially under Mikel Arteta, where we sign a goalkeeper and they instantly take the number one spot. We brought in Ramsdale. He took over Leno
Oh,
when
what
he was
keeper
number
Ramsdale.
one.
Thank
Ramsdale,
God.
he was number one for 2 seasons. Raya came in and he then took the number one spot. Martinez was number one at the time as well.
Martinez.
And then Leno came back in.
At least
Like-
Runnison only played half a game.
I wouldn't be worried about that, to be honest, in this instance, Rory. I think when you look at the progression there, right, you went Leno to Ramsdale. Now, they're very different goalkeepers, but that was all about changing the way the goalkeeper played and changing the style of football. Then it was
System.
Ramsdale to Raya, which is, you know, well, admittedly, I couldn't see much of an upgrade at the time, has undoubtedly been so. I think this time you bring in Juan Garcia and you're basically saying you're going to be the number 2. And you might be Raya's long-term replacement. That's a sell for Raya, for Garcia. Sorry. So I don't think Raya's going to be replaced in the summer unless I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, right,
What?
he is like 30, isn't he? He is approaching.
Yeah, he's got 3 or 4 years left in him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Like this is what I'm saying. I think
Raya, yeah.
we
I
might
mean-
as well put faith in either Cole Hyen or Tommy Setford to be.
Yeah,
that number
something
2
like that,
goalkeeper.
Rory.
I mean, to be fair, I'd love to be a backup goalkeeper because you literally sit on the bench every week and earn 50 grand a week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy,
No,
Tom.
Tom, even better, be the third choice goalkeeper, then you keep your Saturdays.
You're like you keep Mackey's, like your foods, like your money. You care about money. Now I would not do that if I were you. I want to play.
Yeah.
I mean, there's undoubtedly going to be a second choice goalkeeper brought in. I think the question is going to be, how much money do Arsenal spend on it? Because they are still going to have a limited budget, right? So if you're spending 20 million on Juan Garcia, are you better off going out and getting, a cheaper option, in the hope they don't play? Of course, the other side of that is if they do play, what's a drop off? And I wonder whether, and Josh will know this goalkeeper better than I, but Alex Merritt is out of contract.
Yeah,
with
Napoli. Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
Napoli do
him.
have
Never heard of
an
him.
option to extend his contract by a year, so we do have the option on him, but they haven't triggered it yet. And I wonder if that might be a decent option. That's a
an
good
amazing
backup
shout.
goalkeeper, and it's free,
Yeah.
and that leaves you money for elsewhere. Juan Garcia, I think, could be a future number one for Arsenal, and at 20 million, if he becomes your future number one, then that's top value. But A, will he stay around for that? And B, do we want to be dropping 20 mil on a goalkeeper this summer if that ends up not getting other targets that you want? Now, it's fine if you get all your targets and then can do him. Then that's fine. But that'll be an interesting one that Arsenal will have to work through.
That's
I
an
mean, it'll be
amazing shout.
interesting because when was the
I
last
do have
time
them
we
every now
actually
and
signed anyone?
Say that again, Tom?
When was the last time we actually signed anyone for free?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I think
Cedric
it can't
Suarez.
be Willian, surely. I mean, do loans count though? Because you're technically.
No, you still pay a
no,
loan
Loans
fee.
don't count really.
I
On a
think it's
free
got to
transfer,
be Willian.
I think it's
though.
Willian, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be Willian. And before that, Cedric Suarez.
Cedric, yeah, Cedric.
Yeah.
To be fair, I forgot about
Pablo Mari
Willian
free as
because
well?
I wanted to.
Was
Yeah.
Pablo Mari free as well?
No, we paid,
No, he paid
5
him.
million euros. It might have been £5 million.
Yeah.
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 Peter
100%.
Shilton was going into his 40s, I think.
Mm.
As was
Jesus.
just watching the chat. As was the Everton goalkeeper in the 90s. He was the cup goalkeeper for the FA Cup final they won with Paul Rideout in '94. I can picture him, and it's bothering me now. I might have to look that up. He was quality. He was the Wales goalkeeper. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
yeah, but you guys weren't born. There's no way you're going to
Nah,
remember.
we ain't got a clue.
Wait, he is talking about a Welsh goalkeeper.
Yeah, Vuda is just saying Peter Shilton balling out well past his
Oh, was that him?
30s. He was playing when he was 40, I think.
Neville Southall.
All right.
Thank you, Neville Southall. Thank
yeah.
you.
Who said that?
Some posh Bertie.
Oh, Posh Bertie said it. Yeah, big up
Oh,
Posh,
yeah,
mate. There we
yeah,
go. There
cheers,
we go.
cheers,
Posh
Posh.
knows his stuff. Yeah.
That was bothering me. I could picture him and everything. I was like,
Yeah. Apparently he played till he's 50. Apparently.
yeah, he did.
Jesus.
Yeah, certainly very late 40s. Yeah, not quite at the top level, like further down the leagues, but still going.
Madness. Taki, what's your team, bro? Lineup wise for.
All right,
Madrid?
so I'll go the same with what Rory said about the thingy. So my lineup will be David Ryan goal, Timber right back, Saliba, Kivio as centre back pairings, Skelly left back, midfielders, Rice, Partey, Odegaard if Partey's fit. Front three will be Saka, Moreno, Martinelli. That's my lineup for the Arsenal Real Madrid game, the second leg in the Bernabeu.
Fair enough, man. And,
yeah, man.
Dom, what about you, man? Would you make any changes or keep it unchanged as well?
Unchanged. It's unchanged for me. If Partey's fit,
Yeah, mine.
If Partey's not fit, then it's Moreno probably drops into midfield and Trossard probably comes in. I know you were sort of interchange Trossard and Martinelli positionally. I mean, I think it was Rory, but someone was talking earlier about why you play the sort of players that are moving on like Trossard. I think there's a couple of reasons you do that. One, you can sort of increase the value a little bit. And secondly, you're keeping them fit in case you've got an injury. And I think, Saka will still need managing minutes wise between now and the end of the season coming back from that injury. And so might Martinelli.
I think
that's why you play them. But I think I'm not sure that I'm in a position where I think that Trossard doesn't care. I think he's one of those players that appears to not care, but he is also a sulky little
Yeah.
He's always been a sulker though. You watch him for every side he's played. He's always had that.
Brighton
modes as well.
It's his personality, and he can't. It's not necessarily that he doesn't care, but I think his head has gone, and I think he does want to leave.
I think it's because of the mental health problem.
Dom, do you think
No,
it could be
it's
like
not a mental health
do you think it could be like a form thing because he's
I'm just saying mental health problem.
No, because Trossard, yeah. It's all because of his confidence. It's part of the mental health problem as well.
That's nothing to do with mental health. Just
It's
give
a
you
mental
outward
mental
confidence.
approach.
Yeah, mental
You've got
approach. That's
mental
why. That's
health
what I meant.
problems.
Not mental health problem, but mental approach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do you think it could be like a confidence and form thing?
I
at
think
the
With
so.
start?
Dele Alli at Everton.
Because he started the games this season. I don't think he's produced,
I think the
especially
same
compared
with
to last
Dele
season.
Alli at Everton.
I don't
So
think he's
yeah,
anywhere
that-
near the Dele Alli sort of level of drop in confidence,
Ah.
or anything like that. I think,
No.
but I think it is a combination of, I suspect, wanting to go, because that transfer bid came in after the window shut. Arsenal obviously said no, but that would have been an astronomical, life-changing sum of money. I mean, not that he's exactly poor to start with, but secondly, his form hasn't been good this season. There's no question about it. And I think, it's one of those ones. I think Sterling's sort of similar. He got 15 goals and assists last season. Look, nowhere near that player this season. I think the confidence just gone. And I think getting it back is nearly impossible. So I think there'll be many factors. It's like with Arsenal this season. Many factors. It's not just one thing.
Yeah, I think for Trossard's sake, it's something to do with the fact that this project has sort of gone beyond him. Like, back in his day, he was a brilliant player, right? For 2 seasons, superb. One of my favourite players, right? But this season, obviously, like he's just not needed anymore, and he's not really had the same impact whenever he's been on the bench as well.
Yeah.
And I just look at him and go, well, what do you offer, mate, at the moment? Because he's never really been, a Martinelli type where he's just bags of pace. He's been like a Helle type of player, isn't he? And obviously we have compared him to players like Haleb, and in terms of how he picks up crucial goals and the fact he's underrated as well. I think he has been an underrated signing for Arsenal, but yeah, this season it could be another case for age as well, and the fact he's 30, 31 now.
I don't think age is a factor for him because he's not one of those lights-out players. I wonder if it might be more of a factor for Sterling, but the way Trossard plays, he doesn't require his pace. It's a bit like Kane, is quite an old player, and old for his age because of the amount of minutes he's played, but he can still do it because he doesn't rely on his pace. But I think that's it. And I think you're exactly right about the Arsenal project kind of probably moved past him a little bit again. I know this season hasn't been great, but again, it is starting to, and it's why I sort of rile against this narrative that we've only ever got 8 good signings. No. What's happened is we've got better, which means the signings we got when we were there are now not good enough and they need replacing. And I think Trossard has just got to that level for a variety of reasons, to be honest.
Yeah, it's the same as obviously Zinchenko, Jesus, the way that's plateaued out in it. So
yeah, exactly. I think Zinchenko is the picture-perfect example of that. Jesus, I think, was injury hit. I think had Jesus not get injured, I'm not sure if we would have moved massively past him. Because
I think he would have been our first-choice striker if he didn't get injured.
Yeah. I think possibly. But Zinchenko's the epitome of Arsenal moving on, right?
Yeah, for sure. Logan, what will be your lineup, man? The lineup for Madrid.
I'd go Raya in goals, obviously. Right back, Timber. Centre back, Kivior and Saliba. Left back's probably the hardest one to pick, I reckon. But I think I'd go Miles Lewis-Skelly.
He was excellent in the first leg as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. Midfield. If Partey is not back, I'd put one area in midfield as you can, and put Odegaard in and Rice more in a central role. Then I'd probably have Martinelli on the left, striker Marino, and right wing Saka. I think that's probably the best way to go. Possibly maybe swap Martinelli out for Trossard or do a few changes up in the left side, but yeah, that's how I'd go.
I think Martinelli's pace is going to be key, Logan.
If they play, especially if they play that Vasquez there as well, apparently they're going to play him. I think Martinelli
as well.
Yeah, Martinelli should have him on toast.
But obviously they have no Camavinga at left back, do they? Because he's suspended, so they'll play that Garcia there, I think, and then
another attack-minded fullback.
I heard that Ceballos, remember him? Danny Ceballos in the midfield.
Yeah.
I think he's on the right for them, so it'd be him.
I think he's been one of their best players this
season. He actually has, yeah. That's mad. He's mad.
I think the Spanish league suits him. I don't think we saw the best out of him because it didn't. We weren't very good when he was here, but secondly, I think his style of play is very much suited to Spain.
Was that a Ceballos thing, or was it the fact he was surrounded by bums at the time?
Well, that was
Yeah,
my
with
point. We
bums,
weren't
yeah,
good.
bums.
We weren't good, but also I think Spanish football suits him. Bit like Charlie Patino. Oh no.
No,
Yeah.
but Danny Ceballos, yeah. Danny Ceballos was bad because he was surrounded by bums, like bad players.
Listen, I remember that game. Was it Burnley? He made his debut in the home. He absolutely cooked, mate, and also
Yeah,
Sheffield
that
United
was-
as well.
That's
The
only
FA
good
Cup
game.
game.
That's all his dreams, definitely. Obviously, he
Mm.
scored
Well,
against
what's
Sheffield
going on with
United.
Charlie
going through to
Patino?
semis,
Because
didn't
he's not got a game for Depatry. Is it? Who is
Yeah,
it?
he's,
Petito,
he's
whatever
not.
they're
He's not
called,
playing
mate.
at
I don't
all. He's
even
barely
know.
played.
Not even
I don't
playing for
know
them.
why.
And they're like they're Spanish League Two, like second division, aren't
Yeah.
they as well?
Yuck.
There's got to be something going on there
There's gotta
because I
be.
don't know why he's not playing. Like he's a quality player, but
Yeah.
I think the world of Charlie. I mean, I was only joking around when I sort of was saying it, but yeah, he's
Yeah, I
played
know.
3 matches. He started 3 matches this season for Deportivo,
What?
and you know
Yeah.
he's a quality little player, but something's happened to him. Unfortunately, it's such a shame.
surely.
Got to be injury, surely.
No, he's not. He's been pretty much fit all season.
What?
He's just not playing.
Yeah, that's the
I
thing.
just wonder why we got rid of him then. To be honest.
Big up Mel.
And it's a
Not even-
shame because we got a huge sell-on clause, so we want him to be playing.
Yeah.
And he's such a talented little player as well.
Yeah, I remember. Was it his first debut? He scored against Sunderland in the cup. The
Oh
final
yeah, I
game.
watched the
He
highlights.
started against Forest in the FA Cup.
Yeah, he
and,
did. Yeah, Forest, wasn't it?
Yeah, he wasn't seen again.
Did we play a season? Was it a
Completely
season?
different.
Patino, we played it against Forest.
No,
Yes,
it was
yeah.
Lukonga.
No, Patino played against Forest too. Yeah.
Was it not Lukonga?
Oh,
Yeah, Lukonga played alongside Patino in that game. I think.
Lukonga, there's another one.
I thought we
Mel?
had Aziz.
You right, Mel?
Yeah, big up to Mel as well.
I was just replying a messages, Josh.
She says Arsenal bought Tom Red out from the dead.
You're a funny one, Mel. You make me laugh, Miss Melina.
So yeah,
Lukonga's still on our books, by the way.
who?
Lukonga.
Oh, Lukonga's still
Lukonga's
here, ain't he?
on
Yeah.
loan,
He
Yeah,
keeps
he's on
going
loan
out-
at Sevilla.
He keeps going out on
Yeah.
loan and keeps getting injured. Like you know,
We've still got him.
yeah. So like Luton,
Lukonga's a bum.
he was playing really well for Luton last year, right? And he suddenly gets injured, and you're like, oh god, you know, you just wonder if he'd stayed fit there, would a Premier League side have come in? Because he played really well for Luton in the second half of the season, then got injured. And you wonder whether someone like Southampton would have come in and paid 15 mil, or you know, Everton, or you know, someone of that sort of ilk if he'd stayed fit, because he was playing really quite well.
Vieira as well. Apparently, he's doing all right, ain't he?
He was man of the match at the
He just got
weekend.
man of the match, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone
But that's
recall
good. We
him,
need
or-
that. No,
No, time
I
to
mean
go.
we recall and sell, right? There's no
No.
purchase option, so he has to come back. But you definitely move
Yeah.
him on in the summer if you can.
The trouble is, can you?
He's a football
Luka.
runner, innit?
Man like Luca.
What about Nuno
Yeah.
Tavares? He's been doing quite well recently.
No,
Nuno
he's,
Tavares.
He's sold already, ain't he? I
It's an
swear.
obligation.
He's a bum as
No, is
well.
he?
it's
Oh,
an
Obligation,
obligation for Lazio to buy. So he's gone. That's a done deal. They couldn't afford it for PSR reasons, so it was a bit
Fair
like
enough.
when we signed Raya. He
Yeah.
was bought on loan with a small loan fee and wages covered, and then an obligation to buy.
yeah,
So
Podcast
Tavares
has
is
been
gone.
brilliant, guys.
Is there actually any lone players who are doing well that we could recall back? Apart from Hines.
Let me
I was going
think.
to say Cole Hine, but I think that's the only one.
Who else we got?
no.
on loan? Marquinhos gone back on loan to Brazil.
He won't be back till January, I don't think, because that's the way the Brazilian league.
Marquinhos was one of those sort of low risk ones when we paid tuppence halfpenny for him, and in the hope that he turned into something. It's a low risk, high reward transfer that hasn't worked out. It's, you know, I don't think he'll ever play for Arsenal, to be honest.
Yeah, sad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, I
one
think
that-
Hines the only one.
yeah,
Reece
'cause
Nelson.
Reece Nelson will go, I think.
Nelson.
Nelson's
Nelson.
I got a
I'd
feel
keep
for him,
Reece
man.
Nelson.
Yeah, I mean, he's injured again though, ain't he?
injured again, ole ole.
Yeah,
He did his hamstring.
He's
Ironically.
injured because he's like, is he not Fulham's one of their sort of first choice players? I'd keep him as like,
I'll keep him a squad, yeah, but
yeah, as a
of
squad
course
player,
get another
not as a
winner,
first
yeah.
choice though.
Yeah,
I think
Squad depth.
you know
I-
we got rid of him for Sterling. Like,
exactly.
I think we'd have been better off keeping him.
Well, the idea there was
Oh,
actually
yeah.
quite logical, right? So you bring in Sterling for Nelson, right? It's similar sort of player. And again, Sterling got 15 goals and assists last year. Your wages are the same because we're only paying half his wages and Fulham are covering Nelson's wages. And I think the idea was send Nelson out. He will get plenty of game time at Fulham. You increase his value with a view to a sale. So you're not weakening your squad. The issue was, and we said it at the time, was you brought Sterling in, but you couldn't get another player in, and then you let Nelson go. That was the issue. If it was Sterling for Nelson and you got the other player in to replace
no problem.
whoever the hell Nketiah, basically, even if it was a winger, that kind of made sense. So you got the logic behind the Sterling Nelson one, and unfortunately he's been injured and it hasn't worked out, and it's probably tanked his value, unfortunately. But if you can get a good offer for Nelson this summer, I think you take it. I think we'll be struggling to get a good offer because of the injuries, like with Tierney in recent years, and therefore
true.
Nelson will probably be around next year.
Yeah,
but
true.
that eases the pressure on Arsenal having to bring in more bodies. There's your Sterling replacement. Therefore, you just need one winger rather than two, unless one goes, at which point you need two again.
Yeah, 100%. Before we get into predictions, obviously we do progress to the semi-finals. We face either Villa or PSG. At the moment, most likely PSG.
Yeah.
Villa got a lot to do, but I want to go around the panel, right? Who would you guys rather face and why? I'll come to Logan first. In the semi-finals, we do progress. Who would you rather face, man? PSG or Villa?
Villa. I reckon PSG are the best team in the world right now.
Fair
I
enough.
honestly do. Beside them and Barcelona. They get dished a lot because they're in the French league and all that, but they're a very underrated side.
Yeah.
And if we play up against them, I know we beat them 2-0 at the start of the season, but I just don't know how we'd go. Like, Dembele's cooking.
Kvaratskhelia
and Doué.
What was that one, Taki?
Doué as well.
Doucouré Doué.
Yeah. Who else do they have? Tintinia,
in the midfield.
Tintinia's a class.
Yeah, they're obviously unbeaten this season in the league. They might do invincible. This is just completely ripped.
PSG a lot of like a hard time for being in the French league, but they are a very good side.
No, they are.
Yeah, I'd rather have Villa.
Fair enough. Tom, Villa or PSG? If we obviously progress, who would you rather?
I think that's very difficult. I think both games would be extremely tough against either opposition.
Very.
PSG obviously in the form of their life at the moment, and you never know with good evening. I mean, how many times over the years has he got in the way of our dreams? So it would be tough for Villa or PSG, but I don't know. Probably PSG.
Yeah.
Just because, people would have said the same about Real Madrid. Best team in the world, top talent. I do think at the moment PSG are probably the better side. They are probably them and Barcelona. I think make a great final if that was the case, but. Obviously, I want Arsenal to be in there.
Yeah, of course.
But I think PSG, if they go for it and leave spaces at the back, obviously you're looking at Nuno Mendes and Hakimi as much better fullbacks as David Alaba and Valverde. But I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I think PSG though.
Yeah.
Purely because it's the pressure playing another English club in Aston Villa. We do always struggle against Aston Villa for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I think Villa would know how to play against us. They're used to playing against us, whereas PSG, this new look PSG, they've not really played us properly yet.
Yeah.
They're completely different to what they were like at the start of the season. So, I mean, PSG for me.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Bold take, but
I actually agree with you. I'd rather play PSG as well. What about you, Taki? PSG?
Same with everyone else. I want to play PSG than Aston Villa, because if we face Aston Villa, you know what Unai Emery and Mr. Good Evening and all these people are like. You know what Mr. Good Evening is like. Frustrates Arsenal, ruins Arsenal's party. Like this, and remember last season when Unai Emery beat us home and away? I don't want that. I've got PTSD. I don't want that to happen again, mate. if like somehow if Aston Villa beat PSG tomorrow, I'm gonna go mental. I will not sleep on
Yeah.
and I'd rather play PSG, and I hope we beat PSG in the semi-final. Hope we go through. Hope we beat the hell out of PSG in the semi-final. But it's gonna be very hard. It's gonna be way harder than Real Madrid. If people say, "Oh, we beat Real Madrid," that means we can beat anyone. No, we have to go. We have to take one step at a time. I know we beat Real Madrid 3-0 in the first leg, but that doesn't mean anything. We have to, because PSG is a way harder side than Real Madrid. I'm not even saying the piss, because PSG harder than Real Madrid. I'm not even saying the piss. I know we beat them earlier this season, but that means nothing. There's a different PSG. We got now. They got Kvaratskhelia, Doué, Dembele. Now I've got FIFA career mode, FC25 career mode of them. Playing them, and I'll show you later.
Yeah, cool.
Not later, but I'll show you.
Did he say the PSG game meant nothing in the league phase?
Mate, oh my!
He said it yesterday. Come on, Taki. That's what I disagree,
we
man.
beat on Lucas stream, yeah.
Yeah.
What you said?
How does it mean nothing?
Yeah, I know, yeah, but that was a weak
I know
PSG
they're a
team.
different team now, but we still beat them at Emirates 3-0.
Mate, that was a weak mate. That was a weak PSG team. That was
it still meant something, though.
Lads, can we just have PSV again, please?
PSV.
Yeah,
Mate, I didn't know. Tom, I didn't know watch again because I was sleeping. I was Ramadan, mate. That time was Ramadan. Yeah, I was sleeping. I was shattered. I could not even, fucking, open my eyes. But that was a snooze fest. But we beat. I'm happy we beat PSV. And Josh, mate, nice vlog at the PSV Arsenal game at the Emirates Stadium, mate. That video was really good.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, can we just
no
problem.
Yeah, but PSG, not PSV.
Yeah, PSG, unfortunately. But Dom, who'd you rather face, man? I know we've got to get past Madrid first, but if we did, who'd you rather?
Let's focus on Madrid first, shall we? And then we'll worry about.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, I think if you're in the semi-final of the Champions League, we have to hope we're there, and I think we will be. But let's not count chickens. I think you're going to play a good side, right? I mean, Aston Villa done very well against us. Knows very well. Unai Emery, very good cup manager. But I would fancy our chance against them. I think they've done really quite well at coping with their injuries this season. I think us and them have been the ones that have coped best with the situation. Fair play to them. But Paris Saint-Germain, obviously, to Taki's point, they are a very different the one we face in the autumn. But Arsenal know they've beaten them before, and that will be useful. But I think whoever Arsenal get, if they get through, I think they could be very confident. But they're good enough to win over 2 legs.
Yeah, definitely.
2 legs at PSG, crazy. Now PSG away will
be. I think at Emirates we can beat anyone.
Yeah. Josh, you are right.
It's just going away.
In the Champions League,
away from home, we've been a lot better. I'll take back what I said.
We have.
I'll take back Champions League,
I'll take back what I said.
Arsenal in the Champions League is Arsenal in the Champions League are unbeaten in every year before Tristan in the Champions League at the Emirates Stadium. But when it comes to away, I'm concerned.
Yeah. Now, Rory, as you're saying,
I don't know. Away form's been fine.
This is what I was going to say, right? I take back to what I said earlier about we've picked up some decent results away from home last season in the Champions League.
But those get bums.
What?
Those are against shit teams, mate, Rory. Those are against bums. Those are against bums.
Taki, let him speak, please.
Let
him speak, and you talk after, yeah.
All right,
Good man.
What I said, right, and what I'm going to say is, last season, I take back what I said earlier. I'll take back to what I said about our away record last season in the Champions League. I think it was very poor in stages, I'd say. In fact, in every away game in the Champions League, away from home, we didn't score a goal apart from Lens, right? So I'll take back what I said earlier. This season, I think we're a lot more stronger away from home. And I think our mentality and the fact we're scoring goals as well. We're not scraping past teams away from home, apart from Girona, but we played second fiddle for pretty much the rest of the game, didn't we? Because it was dead rubber. But, away from home, you look at Sporting, you look at PSV away from home. Like these games where we've battered teams left, right, and centre. So I think I have more confidence now that we are going to get a good result away from home as well, because we have proved this season we can go to these hostile grounds and win. So,
Yeah, I hear.
Who would you rather face, Rory? Villa or PSG?
just to make myself clear, did everyone say PSG on the panel?
Yes.
No,
No, I said Villa.
I very carefully didn't answer the question. I spent a long time not answering the question.
He finessed his way out of it. He finessed his way out of it somehow.
Or did everyone here say PSG?
I said
No,
PSG.
I
Tom
said
said
I-
PSG.
we all said
Logan
PSG.
said Villa.
Logan said Villa.
All right.
Taki said PSG, I think.
Okay,
PSG would cook us, mate.
yeah, I'm saying Villa personally.
Oh.
And I'll tell you what.
PSG would cook us.
Taki, let him speak,
So
please.
hear me out. Villa, right? You look at the two games we played against Villa so far this season. Beat them 2-0 at their place. We've obviously drawn 2-2 against Villa. So we've proved that we can score goals against them. Right, in the Champions League, you're not having to drop points, right? You don't feel that pressure to drop points. So that's why I think at the moment we are capable of scoring goals. So are Villa, yes, and the whole Unai Emery thing. But I think the lack of experience Villa have in the Champions League at the moment,
That's
I think
true.
that could be beneficial for us because we've already played in the Champions League with this same team for 2 seasons, I believe. And PSG, having just won the French league, they have obviously the license to drop their best players and rest them for the Champions League. So they can do whatever they want for the rest of the league campaign. Whereas Villa are going to have to pretty much play a full strength team every single week, 2 games a week. And I know we're going to have to do the same, but well, in some games, I'd say. I mean, let's say we play, obviously, we've got Southampton at the end of the season. Depending on if we reach the final, semi-finals, whatever, we have, obviously, we can actually rotate like we did against Brentford. We can rest certain individuals, whereas Villa can't. So I think this is why I would prefer to play Villa, because I think we can beat them over 2 legs. And Unai Emery doesn't really have a great record in the Champions League.
Rory, I think that's probably spot on. I think that's a really, really good analysis of the difference between the 2 games, right? As I said earlier, I think both sides are really, really good, but I think that's a really, really, really good point.
Yeah, I just think with PSG, yes, the game will be more opened up. I get that. And we've already beaten them this season. But I just think, right, the fact, as I mentioned earlier, they've got the license to rotate in league games. Yes, I know we do as well. But I think the way they're set out, Luis Enrique ball going to the, Parc de France as well. I don't know. And I know we've beaten them, but we didn't have to overcome them in 2 games, did we? I think in terms of both legs, I feel like we've got a better opportunity, to overcome Villa than we do PSG at the moment.
And at the end of the day, it's PSG or Villa.
Yeah, and even going to Villa Park as well, like we already beat them this season, didn't we? 2-0.
Yeah, I get it. I get it, but I think Villa, with the lack of experience they have in the competition, and you look at their players, and I mean they've got a good team, but I don't think they're Champions League ready yet. And if
we saw that with Arsenal against Bayern last year, didn't we? How experience can make a big
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And PSG do have world-class talents in their team. This is arguably the best PSG team in like the last decade, I'd say.
Right,
it's the first team, isn't it, that they've had?
Yeah,
Before that, they were individuals. They were a team.
That's
they've got bags of experience, and they've got, highly profiled young talents as well. Lots of Doué, Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, Hakimi, who I believe has been there and done it. Marquinhos is another one. They've got experience at the back. They're looking good. João Neves, Fabian Ruiz, who's obviously won the Euros as well for Spain. I just think playing PSG, that this could be their year. this is arguably the best PSG team since, well, I'd say when they had Ibrahimovic, Cavani, them days.
Yeah.
So I think
playing as a team.
I think Aston Villa will be my preference.
I think this is better, Rory. I think this is a better PSG team because they're a team that look balanced for the first time ever.
There's no egos that they had with Messi. When they had Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe, everyone was saying, "Oh, they're going to win the Champions League and all that," and then they didn't connect, did they, with each other?
Yeah,
they had no chemistry.
They've got a mix of experience, young talents. It just bodes well. It blends well with the whole system they've got as well. Like Luis Enrique is, he's obviously been there and done it with Barcelona.
Yeah,
and you can come at me with, oh, Messi, Neymar, Suarez. Look at the team they had. Well, look at the team he's doing with.
Yeah, look at him now. Yeah,
PSG, right? I can't lie. I've doubted Luis Enrique, and I wasn't too fond with him, but I've got to hand it to him. Like I've got to give him his flowers because he's done a brilliant job over there. He really has done. Considering last season wasn't his best. Was he the manager at the time?
Last season?
Yeah, Luis Enrique.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
But this season, right? I never thought he was a manager to rebuild a squad. I thought he was just a manager to sort of, get the best of what he has.
Yeah, because last season he signed 11 players in that one window, if you remember. He completely transformed that. He did a massive rebuild, and it took some time for him. And even when we played them this season, you could see that it wasn't really clicking it took some time for him to get going. But now since they signed, I think January helped them when they signed Craver as well, man. Craver came in on the win, and then they gave Doué a chance now. Look what someone Dembele. Like Dembele at where did he go before? Was he Barcelona before?
Yeah, he stayed fit.
Yeah,
as well,
regarding this comment as well.
Yeah, this one here. I was going to put it up.
Villa have been brilliant in the Champions League. I'm not taking that away from you, but you trust me. You do not want to come to the Emirates on a European night. You just don't.
Exactly.
Because we are a different gravy as well in the Champions League. We're talking different gravy. We're talking different gravy in the Champions League at the Emirates.
We're talking Bisto, not.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And we have proved it. Like as I mentioned earlier, we've proved it. We can score goals against you.
Yeah. Yeah, we have. Yeah.
And then goals could be beneficial. I'm not saying it will happen, but those goals could be beneficial for both legs because, as I said earlier, you don't drop points in the Champions League, do you?
Yeah, true.
So you need as many goals as you can to then carry a decent lead.
Yeah, no, 100%. Question to the panel: do you think Berta will be in big AFC West, by the way? Do you think Berta will be in Madrid on Wednesday? Because since he's been in, he's never missed a game. He did not look impressed against Brentford. Yeah, I think he'll definitely be there, man. Watching on. He didn't, man. He looked like all of us, man. Just almost fell asleep watching that. Yeah, he'll be there.
But I like that though.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah, I like that reaction.
Yeah,
he's not coming like all arms and cuddles. You know what I mean, Mikel?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
He comes with, like I said before, he comes with a reputation. He comes with a reputation of being able to deal with, big egos and personalities. And I think again, it shows where Arsenal have come. And there wasn't a lot to like against the Brentford performance. But equally, you're going to him. You're not going to him when we've just scored or we're winning. 3-0. But yeah, I think he'd be there. Edu went to a lot of games, and I think he will too.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get score predictions for Wednesday. I'll come to you first, Tom, bro. I've gone 1-1, by the way.
Good luck, Tom.
I'm gonna say 1-1.
Yeah, I've gone the same as you, mate.
Again, I think it will be a draw, either 1-1 or 2-2. I think if it's 1-1, I think it will be Oh, who's going to score? I'm going to say Timber. Timber's going to
Timber,
score for us. And if it's 2-0, Timber and Moreno.
Moreno. Okay.
I think it'll be 1-0.
You think we could win 2-0
No,
in Madrid, Tom?
2-2.
Oh, 2-2. Desmond, okay.
2-2, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, 2-2.
If it's 1-0, I think Timber's going to score.
Yeah.
But I'm saying 1-0.
Yeah, fair enough. Logan, what's your prediction, bro? Yo, Logan, you there?
Yeah, I just lost connection for a bit.
No worries, man. What's your
Back.
score prediction for the game on Wednesday?
5-0 to Madrid. No, joking.
Imagine.
No.
Oh my god.
No, 6, right, Logan?
2-1 to Madrid or 1-1. Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon goal scorers, possibly Saka. That'd be great for him scoring against Madrid. Yeah, Saka, and I do see us maybe I do see Marino maybe getting a goal. But that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
There we go. Rory, what's your prediction, man?
You know what? I initially said in the first leg 2-2 and it ended 3-0. But you know what? Because Real Madrid are going to go full gun ho, I can see it being 2-2. I said it in the first leg, but no one expected them to come with some sort of pragmatic approach. So I think this time out, when they're 3-0 down, they have nothing to lose, I can actually see it being a 2-2 draw. Obviously, that'll be enough for us to get through. So I wouldn't be like, it will be a completely different review, won't it? Like at the end of the game on Wednesday, if it was going to end 2-2, because we would have been through, unlike the first leg. Because if we would have got a 2-2 draw going into the Bernabeu, I wouldn't be too confident, I can't lie. But because we got that 3-0 lead, I think we can afford to concede goals unless if we are scoring them. So I'm going 2-2.
Where'd Taki go?
Say again?
Where'd Taki go?
Oh, I don't know, mate. He just left. Fair enough to him. He had enough. We left.
Yeah, he's fed up with me.
Yeah, he's fed up. Dom, last but not least, man, what's your prediction?
Well, is it like Arsenal in Champions League and a different gravy and you say the best of last? No, I'm joking.
Good one.
I'm more Marmite than Bisto. But I'm going to go Real Madrid 2, Arsenal 1. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. And I fancy Mikel Moreno to get the goal, but I love the Saka shout. I think that would be lovely to see him get the goal.
Yeah, most definitely. Question to the panel: what happens if Real Madrid are 2-0 up at half time?
I'll be crying in the corner.
But honestly, what would you do in this situation? Would you just defend, or would you actually go for the goal and try and win the game?
Turn the game off and try and calm down.
I'll have a go at this one. I mean, it's always difficult, right? Because you don't know how the game's progressing and what's going on in the game. But if in theory Madrid are dominating and they're 2-0 up, which I assume would be the case if you're 2-0 down, I think you have to go for a goal. You have to go and make them score 4. If you are playing very, very well and they're hitting on the counter attack, then you might drop yourself a little bit deeper and take the counter attack away. But I would assume if Madrid are 2-0 up, they're dominating the game, and that's why I think you just have to, ironically, go a little bit more attacking.
Yeah.
But it's like I say, it's so hard to say because you just don't know what the game, how they've gone 2-0 up and what's happening.
I mean, seeing as I would have had 15 minutes, I'd probably go and buy an inhaler or something from Lidl. And I don't even know if you get inhalers from Lidl, but there we go.
Oh, 100%. But yeah, that is that, man. Big up everyone, as always, tuning in today. Thanks for all the support. And before we do go, let's shout out everyone. So we'll start with Tom. Yeah, Tom, thanks for going back on, bro. Do you want to shout anything, or you good?
Follow Curtains FC on Instagram. That's about it. Because that's really
that's your football team, ain't it? Like you play actual games as well.
Well, actual games which me and my mates have just pulled up off the spot. Yeah, I suppose it's quite cool actually.
You do 5-a-side?
sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 6, sometimes it's 4. It depends who we're playing, really.
Oh, we got some ballers on the panel. We got Dom, the
Yeah.
centre back, mate. We got Logan, and we got Tom now, mate. The ballers.
He's pretty.
All right, don't forget yourself,
Oh,
Josh.
cool,
Don't
of
forget
course.
yourself.
Because what me and Matt off the group chat have done is we've started these two teams, and then all of a sudden, they're getting popular within our year group at school, and other people within the school are making their own teams, and every now and again we go out and play football. So
Love that.
it's nice. Yeah.
Oh, nice one, man.
But
Nice
so
one.
follow Curtains FC on Instagram, I guess, and that's pretty much it.
There we go. Big
Yeah.
up, man. Dom, bro, you're so close to 100 subscribers, man. You're grinding, man.
I'm getting there. I don't think I'm gonna quite make it by the end of the month, which was the hope. But Arsenal domination videos out most days. Tend to make them shorts. But yeah, I will have something out for the Real Madrid game, I'm sure.
Yeah, 100%.
And thanks for having me on as always. And good to be on with Tom and Logan. Never been on with them before, but
You too.
yeah,
To be on.
100%.
yeah, you can keep Rory, right? No, I'm taking Rory. I'm taking.
Logan, you ain't got a channel, do you, bro? You just
No, I've been planning on posting for ages. I just don't know what to do, really. Like, I do want to do Arsenal content every time I go to do it. I just get distracted, but
fair
I have been thinking about starting. But yeah.
Logan, don't worry. I don't know what I'm doing either, mate. I just make it up as going on.
Nah, Logan,
Yeah.
honestly, I think we all appreciate you taking your time because it's like early morning for you over there in Australia, bro.
Fair play.
It's about 7:15 now.
7:15. He joined at almost half 5:30. It's
5:30.
unbelievable, mate. So thank you so much, bro. Appreciate the
Yeah,
dedication. Honestly, it's always a pleasure
Thank
to have
you,
you.
everyone.
You're always welcome, man.
It's good
Yeah,
because
well done, mate. Very quickly, by the way, FC always, you definitely don't want me over Odegaard. I get a nosebleed across the halfway line, which is actually where I went in those first few minutes. I thought my nose was bleeding again after I took one in the face earlier.
pretty much all my mates are Liverpool fans, so it's good to get another Arsenal fan. So
Oh,
Yeah.
is it? Okay. Nah,
I mean,
always a
the
pleasure, man.
time difference for Australia and Hong Kong, is it the same? Because then that means you get somewhat relatively all right pre-season games.
I don't think so. I think
you're
it's
not?
slightly different.
It's about an hour difference. Logan, it's about an hour out, I think.
Yeah.
I think that Hong Kong's 8-9 hours ahead, and you're 10,
Really?
so
Hmm.
maybe 2 hours out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Current
the UC
time,
I can't
Current
the
remember.
time-
UCL
Hong
games
Kong.
usually start around 7 or 6, so UCL games are usually good, but the Prem games just start in like middle of the night. So
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
mate, I don't know if it's worth it now for the rest of the season.
What's a hard 12 kickoff for you, like UK? Because how many hours are you behind us? Is he like 10?
They're
Or
10 hours ahead. They're 10 hours ahead.
yeah. Well, I think we're in daylight savings now, so it could be like I think it's 8 now. So I think it's 12 now or something. But yeah, I'm sure.
Wow, man.
Oh.
Nah, fair play, man. Honestly, fair play.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Nah, thank you so much coming on, bro. Really appreciate it as always.
Yeah.
Rory, bro, you got anything you want to shout out?
Can't lie, I feel left out, to be honest.
How
Like,
come?
because ballers on the panel.
Yeah, I thought you had out your boots, Rory, man.
We'll get you on an away day down to play Curtis FC. You can get your York buddies.
You'll have to scout me first.
I miss your crossbar challenge videos you did with your mates like last year, mate. The days are lows.
Yeah.
They need to come back.
I don't think we ever did crossbar challenge.
Mate, I was old school Tony Adams tonight. Win the ball and boot it.
Love that, man.
I don't think we ever did crossbar challenge, to be fair.
What did you do? You did volleys or something?
Yeah, we did like a free
Sorry.
kick challenge.
Yeah, free
where
kick
I
challenge, my
bleached
bad.
hair at the time.
Yeah. Yeah. There
But
we
yeah,
go, man.
I don't know. I mean, there might be a watch along for the Real Madrid game. I might multi-stream again if that's all right, Josh, with you.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Every one, man. You're always welcome, man.
Yeah.
I'll get Tony on as well. He's always
Yeah,
character,
well,
isn't
maybe not everyone because obviously I'm out most days of the weekend, but yeah, definitely for the midweek games I'm always around. So
he? Yeah.
yeah, and then obviously a match reaction for the Real Madrid game, and then I don't even know who we're fucking playing at the weekend, to be honest.
was just thinking that. I
Ipswich.
genuinely don't
Yeah,
know.
Ipswich is being away. Yeah.
Ipswich.
Ipswich FC.
You know what? I've sort of lost interest in the Premier League, so I don't even know who we're playing at this
Yeah,
rate.
we've got Ipswich away. It's probably gonna be another draw, to be honest.
Are we
Honestly, it's
on
not even
telly?
bothered.
Yeah, I think if we draw to Ipswich, Liverpool win the title.
Are we on telly this weekend?
We'll just give it to him right now, I reckon.
Yeah, might as well give it to him right now.
Yeah.
mate.
But like, if we draw at the weekend, I think that's mathematically done. Like,
I think Liverpool needs 3 more wins.
Yeah, but if we draw to Ipswich, then it's pretty much done.
Yeah,
Oh, it doesn't
Well,
matter.
it is done, but
It's done anyway. They're done anyway.
Well, they're 30 points ahead.
Yeah, it's done. But yeah, big up everyone who tuned in, guys. You guys catch me tomorrow. Well, Tom, by the way, are you going Leon, Arsenal Leon game, women on Saturday?
I would love to, but I am not, unfortunately.
Not available.
Where's the final?
Oh, it's in Portugal, mate. I think.
Oh, no, never mind. Never mind.
you know what? I'm going to Portugal in the summer. Oh, is it in the summer? Please tell me it's in the summer.
What, the women's Champions League? Yeah,
Yeah.
It's end of June, I think.
I'll definitely be watching it, though. I'll definitely be watching it.
I think I'm going to
massive
Portugal
game
in like
for the women.
July or something.
But I'll be
Oh,
back.
I've been able to go.
Oh, that'd be limbs, mate. Especially in the final as well. But
Leon have got to be favourites for that, though, haven't they? Surely.
what in the
women's.
semi-finals? Yeah. I think so. You know, we got injuries like Russo's injured as well. By the way, our goalkeeper's injured. So
Well, we can't let it just for the men to be injured. You know, we
I
got
don't think the keeper's good enough anyway.
who? The women's goalkeeper?
Yeah.
What, the one who the one who played against Madrid in the first leg? Yeah, she was not good.
Yeah.
Not good, mate. Trash, mate. Honestly, to be honest, and we have to play her probably in Lyon. But yeah, guys, you can't catch me tomorrow. Say that again.
I mean, it's kind of similar. It's kind of like the women's version to the Ramsdale Rye, because Zinsberger have been number 1 for ages,
Yeah,
like quite a long time. But then all of a sudden, we bring in another goalkeeper, who I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name of because they butcher it.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. To be fair, she's getting on a bit, isn't she? So, although 29 is quite reasonable for a goalkeeper, I
Yeah.
can't lie.
more than reasonable.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, guys, for because we're playing Leicester tomorrow, so I'll be back for that, and then hopefully Madrid fans coming on again, and we'll talk about that game, and then we're live on Wednesday as well for the big one. So catch you guys tomorrow.